Hello, my name is Diana Ballard, and welcome to the Mom Training Podcast, where we discuss the skills and strategies to create possibilities in motherhood and make it more fun, efficient, organized, and peaceful. I can do it on my own! Yeah? How's that working out for you? Today we're going to talk about how crucial it is to have a support system built around you. We've heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, yet for some reason in this day and age, we're trying to do everything on our own. Not connecting with people like we did before, trying to take on huge responsibilities of being parents without a support system around us. It's crazy. And we wonder why more people are struggling with depression, anxiety, burnout, and just feeling disconnected and lonely. So let's go back to the basics that has worked for thousands of years of connecting with people, letting them be involved in our lives, and receiving some help. So you may think to yourself, girl, I got everything handled. I take care of the house, the kids, have everything balanced, dress myself beautifully every day, and have everything organized. If this is you, please call me and we will interview you on this podcast because we would love to hear what you're doing. But I have to wonder, people that do everything themselves, is everything there? The healthy relationships, fulfillment, peace at the end of the day, self-care, good nutrition, and rest? We never know what life is going to throw us daily. I believe a lot of it can be really good, especially when we choose to see it that way. But sometimes we get a curveball that can knock us straight on our behinds. I'm sure we've had moments like this already, and we are all still here. But I want you to think back on those moments. Did you have help from people around you? Did you try to do it on your own? Would you change how you decided to deal with the situation? And would you have added more help and people into the mix? When these moments come, we don't want to be left alone without any options. Having a support system and people around us can make things so much easier and help us get through the problem faster and with more opportunities to process and have the healing we need, whether emotional, mental, or physical. So I'm going to share 2 examples of when I didn't have a support system and when I did recently. First, we ended up moving to a new state in August of 2017. My husband got accepted to grad school, and our family was moving camp to another place. We moved from Arizona to Utah, away from 98% of our family and almost 100% of our support system. Not only were we moving, but we had just had a baby, our second child, and he was only 4 weeks old. So now I had a toddler, a new baby, living in a completely new place where I didn't know anyone, away from every ounce of support system I had built for the last 10 years. I found myself in a really bad spot with postpartum depression and felt like I had no one to reach out to. For a 2 to 3 week period, my husband worked from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night, working 2 jobs trying to save a little extra money before starting school. That's when it got really bad. I found myself not even reaching out to him for support because I could only see him for 30 minutes a day when he came home from dinner between jobs. I wanted that time when he came home to be something that he and I would both enjoy, so I just never told him about how I was feeling. I hadn't really started going out in public because my son was so young, so I didn't even have many people to talk to or felt like I could tell I was struggling. It was really challenging. Having no physical support system was detrimental. And because of not reaching out for help and not having a support system close to me, I really suffered until I finally told people around me I was suffering and reached out for help. Since then, I have really dug in with building relationships around me and creating a support system again I can count on. Not just one contact I can trust and ask for assistance, but many. How to set up and build a support system? We will discuss that in another podcast, but that too is a skill set and mindset that is highly important and can be even life-saving. Fast forward to April 2018, pretty recently, and I had an old injury reintroduce itself into my life. I helped lift someone in 2013 and some discs popped out of my lower spine. Uber painful and highly inconvenient. Anyway, the discs happened to pop out again when I was bending over my son's pack and play for a nap a couple months ago. That Monday, I experienced more pain and tears in that one day than I had in the past year. With the pain scale rising between 9 and 10, it was absolutely terrible. At some moments, I couldn't even get off the floor until my husband came home to get me up. And this is while having 2 young children who needed me for everything. I couldn't lift them, I couldn't stand, I couldn't even sit down. So I literally couldn't take care of my children, myself, or anything else. I had a choice in that moment to take care of my needs and my injury by asking for help and getting some medical attention I needed, or suffer and prolong the healing in my back because of pride of doing it myself. Luckily, my husband encouraged me to ask for help, and I reached out to some ladies around me. It wasn't fun, and is not my favorite thing to feel helpless, but it changed everything. I sent a couple messages that then ignited a whole support system. For the next week, I had people bring in dinners and had schedules for babysitters set up and found myself at a spinal rehab every day that first week. Because of asking for help, I was able to get the rest I needed. I didn't have to lift my children as much or stand in the kitchen cooking meals. It was a blessing. I'll have to tell you though, during that whole week, it was a constant battle of, should I really be utilizing this help? Could I just do this on my own? Do I really need all these people to be involved in my life right now? A week from the injury, I realized how blessed I really was to have that help during that week because I was back in the grocery store. I was back taking care of my kids full time and cooking meals by myself. And I realized how much pain and discomfort had been prevented during that week by asking for help. Experiences like this, when I have asked people to be involved in my struggles, has helped me realize how important it is to just reach out. I wasn't a big burden to anybody. It was all delegated out. And it encourages me that if I'm struggling in the future, to reach out as soon as it happens, instead of prolonging it and hurting either physically, emotionally, or mentally for longer than I really need to. Asking for help is a strength and a skill that can be learned and utilized in times of struggle. I believe that you are worth it to have people help you who love you and care about you. Just as you would reach out to help someone else in need, others are more than happy to do the same. The best part is that when one person is struggling, many people can each do one or two little pieces and together create a support system where someone can rest, be comforted, and receive the help they need. One thing that comes with having a support system is really having gratitude. And the more gratitude that we give back when these people help us, the more the support system is created as a circle between you and them, and it grows stronger and stronger and stronger. I know that building a support system of trusted, kind, loving people is possible for you and I as well, and is so important and will save us all so much pain and struggle that's not necessary. The more you give, the more comes back to you if you let it. The biggest thing is opening up and letting yourself receive the help. Not fighting it, not feeling bad about it, but receiving it. If you are struggling with building a support system and would like to have help creating that and building the skill of supportive relationships, head over to diannaballard.com and shoot me an email and we can work on it together. You don't have to do it alone, Mama. Let's get you set up to succeed. Thank you for being here and being open to learn new things. Your desire to better your life means it's possible, and listening here, you're in the right place. Let's create that life, Mama, and help you feel peace, joy, and fulfillment. You don't want to miss next week's episode. Invite a friend, hit the subscribe button, and be here next Tuesday on the Mom Training Podcast.